Hello, and happy Friday. All right. Today, building a new type out of the, what did I call this? This is called Sync Manager. Extracting a type. Okay. That's what we'll be doing today. Let's close up some of that, push that over, and away we go. What should this new type look like? The reason I'm extracting it is to be able to join all of the tasks that get spawned later. I want to be able to include this sync databases task as one of those. Sync databases is an async function, and we iterate through here over and over again. And so what I want to do is explore what properties of self are really used in syncing. So Sync Manager, I want to pull into multiple pieces or create types out of it. Let's go and see, what does Sync Manager have? It has a path buff. This is where the databases are located. It has a connection provider, which I do not believe we need to provide to the new type, as the new types won't be creating new connections. We'll create a new connection and hand it to the new types. They will share a connection. And they will be responsible for syncing, S-Y-N-C, syncing databases. ChecksumDB, I think each one of them will have to have a copy of this. ChecksumDB is an alias for DBs, and it's clonable. Interesting, it has base path. This data is in two places. We might be able to get rid of this and just leave ChecksumDBs to hold it. Is it accessible? It is. Well, almost. It's in a different crate. Yeah. So we could create something to give us access to it. That's fine. Then we have these tasks here. I think we'll be able to get rid of the option and put this within a ArcMutex. Shutdown. That's clonable. Okay. So what does the new type look like? It looks like struct db sync. It has kind of these things here. This is clonable. We have a dash map, so that's fine. This guy. Let's fix this up. We want a mutex or a read-write lock? Good question. Many. Too many brackets. Okay, I think it would look like that. And that sync manager would ask a new database sync to start to sync a database. Right now, sync manager syncs everything. And I don't think it makes sense for it to be responsible for everything. Gotta kick on some music for myself. Oh, wrong place. Let's try again. Much better. That, and I now have some coffee. I'm going to pour some coffee. Oh, it smells good. It is hot. Okay. Hot coffee. Great. Tasty coffee. Wonderful. Rest code. Even better. Why is that orange? I don't know why that's orange. Strange. These are orange. Oh, is it because of the colon? It is. Okay. That's a coloring artifact. Zed doesn't color it correctly. That's okay. We like Zed. So when we call run, we checksum everything. We build up this self.db checksum, or checksum.db. We ask it to hash the DBs and bail if it needs to. Then we get into this loop. I wonder why we wouldn't just hold here. Where does this get used? This run. It's a definition. Here's a test. We need some way of being able to shut it down. Okay. Which we're working on. So we spawn, come into this loop here. And what is our type in, oh, any code following this is unreachable. Yes, I understand. But is it really? Should it be? It's more what I'm trying to ask. We need some sort of shutdown. Okay. And if we go to where this is being used, inside of here, yeah, we should be able to use the same shutdown that's being passed in to also shut down the run. We just need to make sure that this shuts down gracefully and that all of the tasks within are shut down. Right now we run Sync Manager, and at the bottom of Sync Manager, I'm trying to get shutdown done. Maybe that should be done one level higher. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I do like the idea of this being one level up. Okay, I'm just going to make a mess and deal with it. So we will loop. Do a select here. We don't, that's an odd suggestion, Copilot. Coffee on the mustache. All right, all better. Where's my normal mug? I just don't want to get the mic wet. So we will loop. We will await on self.shutdown receive. That's one. Otherwise, we will await on this here. This is a result. Interesting. I find it interesting that it has two different size representations, as if it's borrowed, and the actual. Fascinating. All right, but sorry, I was a little distracted. What was that? That was a result. Okay. Sync manager result. I want this towards the bottom. So our primary thing is going to be this, and if we happen to receive it, we'll get this. Self.shutdown. Oh, this isn't quite right. This should be a receiver, a shutdown receiver. Next, I might have to look at the docs on this one. Oh, well, I got a text from a friend here. Let me respond real quick. Yeah, we want broadcast. Structs. Receiver. Receive. Okay. Is that cancel safe? Okay. Okay. So where are we? We're inside of run. We have a handle to a spawned task. The spawned task now listens for a shutdown. If we receive a shutdown, we should return or break. Breaking's fine. So we'll break out of the loop. Otherwise, we continue the loop forever because we were not told to shut down. Oh, but this here and this, whenever we go through the loop, dbsync tasks should be cleared afterwards. So this code down here should really be in this up here. Should be like right here. So let's move that up. Let's see what happens. We'll have to deal with a lock on that. That's okay. So when Sync Manager has returned, because it spawns a task. Interesting. It will return right away because it spawns a task. It adds that to the tasks. I don't know, the dbsync tasks. Okay, so if that's going to return right away, that's not very useful here. So that returns. We get a unit back. There's nothing. We send shutdown, and then we loop. This is wrong. Maybe we run Sync Manager, and then we wait on the tasks because it is a task inside of here. Okay. Let's run Sync Manager here. Now, running Sync Manager, there are many places where something could go wrong before we get to spawning tasks. We could have trouble connecting to the archive server. Could have trouble, let's see. Actually, that's pretty much it. If we can't connect to the archive server, everything else goes into a task, into the DB sync task. Run database stream, I believe that also creates a task. Yep, that goes into DB sync task. Okay, so if everything in here is going into the sync task except for this, maybe this is an outlier and should be removed. Maybe connect should be up here somewhere. Run Sync Manager doesn't really return errors other than that. It's just shoving everything into the DB sync tasks where errors might happen. Coffee time. Okay. I like the idea of pushing archive connection in deeper, right? Up higher, whatever, in the stack. Passing it in. Where is it used, actually? Oh, it's used here in sync databases. So let's pass that in instead and see what happens. So if we that there, lots of red squiggles, thank you. So we have our archive connection here. If something goes wrong, what do we do? Loop forever? Okay. Oh, it's saying that this task doesn't return unit, or rather doesn't return a result. We can fix that. There, now it does. Okay. So we have a connection. We should set up our archive, excuse me, our sync manager, run it. Let's go ahead and run it here. We will pass in the archive connection. What is this type? Reverb data archive client of channel. The tonic channel? Okay. Let's go back. So we pass that in. We get a result here. It's not very much. Not much happens. we don't actually return an error. We just return unit, which is effectively this. So this is the same. Okay. This is unit. We don't need to do that. Do we need to await that? I think it only needs to be async because of the things that it calls. No, that's not async. Sync databases is async. Okay, that we might extract those. So this could change. So we're in a loop. We have a new connection. We run the async manager. Now we have a whole boatload of tasks that are syncing databases. A bunch of SQLite pages moving from one machine to the next. If an error happens, we want to say, hey, we need to pause, investigate, technically shut down and restart. That's really how this works. And this would happen if, let's say, the archive server dropped its connection. Runs. Okay, sorry. It's listening to the music. It's funny. I haven't heard this song in forever. Oh, copyright music stuff. I'd share, but it would just result in, I don't know, annoyances for me. Okay, so do we even need this section? I don't think we do. I think we need this. Because everything has been shoved into this DB sync tasks. And we just need to await it. Now, will we run into an issue with awaiting something that's inside of a read-write lock and something getting added to it elsewhere? I think we will. As it runs sync manager, starts off this sync databases kick, which will create these things over and over again. Right? We will sync a database, sync a database, sync a database. And at the end of these, we end up spawning a task that just listens forever. Or is it stream database updates? So in here, where is it? Here's the task. And that needs to go into this. So we need to borrow it and then spawn a task into it. But we also need to await on this at the same time. We do that. Does that? I want to look at that object. Join set. Wait, it's send and sync. Really? Does that mean we don't have to lock around it? No, of course not. Spawn. Spawn on? No, no, no. Hmm. I think we're going to hit a deadlock the way I'm moving into this. We might need to use a channel to feed things into the read-write lock. All right, well, maybe we use a channel then. It's basically a sync manager needs to have one of these, a join set, but it should feed it via a channel so that I can monitor them. It means that this wouldn't need that. It would just need to pass a task through. Oh, can you pass a task? I've never done that. That feels strange. So we might need to not use a join set. We could use something else. So when we do a task spawn, we'll get a join handle. And we could just poll to see, toss these all into some collection like a futures unordered, and then see if there's anything that needs to be returned. Okay. So we could send the join handle over a channel to the DB sync manager, to the sync manager. And that could go into some sort of collection like a futures unordered that we could pull and monitor for results. If something goes wrong, we then abort everything, because a join handle we can call abort. No, we wouldn't call abort. We would simply say shut down. We have a signal that we can use for shutting down. And then we would just await everything. We would just await getting the results, which is type T there. Okay. I like that better. I do not like the idea of passing a task across threads to spawn in one place. It's possible, but okay. So DB sync tasks, let's say this is instead a futures unordered of something. Yeah, I don't know. Join handle of result unit to error. Something like that. Sync task channel. What do we want to call this? Somebody creates a task, gets a join handle, and it needs to be added to this collection. What do we call that channel? It is a Tokyo MPSC receiver, unbounded receiver, sure. And it would be one of these. Join handle receiver. We don't have the join handle sender. We should probably have one of those sitting around. Okay, those are paired up. So that would have one of those. Not using that yet. Just going to leave it commented out for a bit. All right, well, let's keep moving. We broke a number of things. It's all for the better, though. So DB sync tasks is now one of these. Features unordered. It's a new one of those. Oh, yes. Join handles TX and RX. Both of those are set up. Good. Anything else left to set up? Looks good. Okay. Wait a minute, app DB paths, checksum DB, boom, boom, boom. Features unordered, great. Now, let's see. I'm going to skip this section where we call run for a moment and go fix some other locations. Error here. Where is it? Ah, yes. So now we just want to spawn the task. Go spawn. That should work. It should give us a join handle. It's one of those. Now we need to do something with this. We will shove it into that sender. We have to await this send. We do not. But if there is an error, okay, it will fail and we'll get the type back. We will keep the join handle. That's good. What if the send fails? If the send fails, perhaps I should abort the task or wait, bubble up the error and ask shutdown to fire. Because if that does fail, that means, well, what does that mean? When does it fail? It's either closed or dropped. It returns an error. So if the other end is closed or dropped, I think it's fair to just not do anything with it. That means we're shutting down. And it will get shut down as well. It would probably end up with shutdown and return near immediately. Hopefully. Not certain though. Let's just abort it. If let error. What is this type? Okay, so send error is 0 the element. It's the join handle. Works. Okay. What else down here as well? Now we have handle. No, close, but not it. So we'll send. All right, so we have both sides of that. That's good. Now we're in the run function of the sync manager. We're trying to refactor it so that there's multiple types involved, so that shutdown is more graceful. So here's our main task. We make a connection to the archive server, and then we've made some changes, so these errors are expected. Then we should iterate. We need to now listen for new tasks. So let's listen for those. That's going to be off of me dot join handles. Yes. Wow. Well done, Copilot. That's a first. Well, maybe a second. The next piece we have is really something like similar to this here. If we start to get errors back, or results back, rather, then we should signal shutdown. If we get one, we shut down everything. Go through the loop, which is here, make a new connection, and continue. Let's try this. Maybe sync test, join next. It's, oh, that's right. It's now a futures unordered. And what do we do with a futures unordered? Is it in here? Okay. We can push items onto it. Okay, good. Oh, what is spawn? Spawn object. Interesting. Spawns a future that will be run to completion. Fused stream. Stream. So we need stream ext. So on stream ext, we can do what? Can we call next? We can. Okay, so we just call next and wait for the next item. And if we get something, we start shutting everything down. Oh, interesting. Tokyo Stream has Stream EXT as well. Is that the same trait? It was on Tokyo Stream? Also has a next. Be aware that the stream trait in Tokyo is a re-export of the trait found in the futures crate. Okay. That's I don't know. I'm using Tokyo Stream for the wrappers, and I'm using not Tokyo, Futures util for some other reason. Because we're using, I think, this wrapper. Okay. It's not in the file. Great. Let's clean up some of these. All right. What about Futures util? So that is. I don't know which one to prefer. Let's go with this one. Just pick one. All right. So if we get one, then this should happen. We should obviously inspect the result, but then the rest of this needs to happen. This can go away. And this is just next. Okay. Oh, this is nice. So we're logging here, basically our top level logging for our tasks. And we need to include this one as well. Log join result. All right. Let's grab this result type. Okay, so we log that. Oh, is it borrowed? It's an option. When would this return none? Okay, boxing using box pin. Okay, pin mute utility. If the stream's empty, we get a none back. That should be an error. Unless it fails right out of the gate, which I don't think is possible. Okay. Now, does this make sense? We make a connection, run the sync manager. That starts spawning new tasks. Those new tasks are sent here to this receiver. The receiver will then add them. We will also await those tasks that are added. Otherwise, if we receive a shutdown request, we will shut down. Oh, but this is interesting. Shut down. If we receive that, then this should happen. Hmm. Unless we don't do this. If we don't do this, then we will eventually get to the point here because those other tasks will eventually receive the notification and shut down. Okay. What is the error now? Is it telling us about a return type or something? Oh, sure. Whatever happens beyond this is unreachable. And to ask the question again, should it be? Let's say we're shutting down. We should. That's why this other piece was here. There's a race condition. We don't want to just go through this very quickly. We want to drain the other tasks. I want them to resolve, finish writing to disk, and then leave. We could loop only if there was an error. And if we came to one of these branches, uncommenting that just to get rid of the squiggles. Maybe we do a try receive on our receiver just to see if we should return or not. But we would have to do that before this shutdown. So we could bump this up, take that, put this up here. And it's more of a try receive. Because if we get the try receive, and this returns what, something or nothing. No? Let's look at receiver. Unbounded. Oh, this is the wrong crate. We just want Tokyo. Unbounded receiver. I receive. Hmm. Is empty? If we call receive, we get something or nothing. Okay. If it's been closed, it will not have been closed. Full receive. No. X if a channel is empty. We could use this. I'm surprised we don't, like a try receive doesn't return an option. Tries to receive the next value of this receiver. Returns empty. Oh, it's a try receive error. If the channel is currently empty, but there are still outstanding senders or permits, and there would be outstanding senders. So we would be looking for a specific variant of the error. Or an actual thing. Or we could just ask, are you empty? Because if it's empty, we do not want to shut down. Oh, if it's not empty. Okay. If do shut down and return, we break. Getting closer. Okay. And we have a bunch of unit tests that we can invoke later to see just how well this is gone. I need more coffee. It's cold in the office today. To warm up my hands. All right. There we go. What do we have here? What are we expecting to return? Oh, a join handle. Handle? That seems accurate. What's wrong with the type here? Oh, it's a result of a sync manager. Because we were returning an error, potentially? Oh, here. Yeah, let's change this. Let's just return the me variable. But on this side, let's handle the reconnection. Because we could just continue. Let's match this. We'll await with context 715209. Happy Friday. How are you? So we'll match on this. We will not bail. We will retry. So let's deal with that comment. Oh, sick in bed though. Oh, that's rough. Okay, we'll extract this into a variable. We will call it connection result. Forgot to actually use the rename function. So we have connection result. If things go well, we should reset the counter. I do like delay. So if everything goes well, we will return the connection. And we will also reset the connection retry delay. But if there is an error, we will log it and increase the connection delay up to a maximum. We're not just going to double it forever. No. How's the project going? It's going pretty well. We've gotten to the point where I'm about to move on from this side of the project onto maybe one of the other sides, data archive or sending of the DB pieces. We have proxy, we have a portion of this. Right? We're working on a graceful shutdown for it at the moment. We have a plugin here in SQLite. The connection here, it's, penciled in. It's not really set up, but it's there. It's been thought through. So we'll go from here to one of these other pieces. I think in the first case, if something goes wrong, we will retry immediately. Did I change the architecture? A couple times. Yep. So it's been simplified a bit. Now, in this case, we want to eventually continue. Okay. But not after sleeping. Tokyo time sleep. And retry count plus equals 1. But we want to max that out. Let's say, let's say 2 to the 12. That's 4 seconds. Oh, this is exponential back off. it's sleeping by a power of 2. Yep. So that would be about 4 seconds. Where do we want? No, see, that's too many seconds. We don't want that. We want some maximum. Not 123. 8 seconds. That seems really high. 16 seconds? That's too much. Maybe we max it at 2 to the 13th. Well, the result of that is... It's funny. You like yours at 32 seconds? I don't know. See, if you're waiting for something to come back online, that should always be there. Right? Database synchronizing between one place and another. I could see leaving it at a second, right? 4 seconds seems high. 8, I think is a bit much. I think I might cap it at 10. Yeah, this would not be for users reconnecting, right? Smashing F5. This is for kind of a data pipeline on the back end reconnecting. So there should be a limited number of parties trying to reconnect. Oops. So let's go 2 to the 13th as max. Oh, min. Okay. Oh, it says it's unused now. But it's right here. Connection gets passed back through. Oh, it does not need to be mutable. Oh, is this going to complain about self? Self.connection provider. Use occurs due to this coroutine. Okay. And is the error around here? Oh, we forgot to log the error. It could be. Dude, that's different. Use of moved value. Okay. I get that. Value used here after move. And what is it down at the end? Okay. Fine returning. Self gets moved. Oh, how did I not see that? Okay. Thank you. I kept looking at connection provider because it highlight this piece here instead of just self. Does it need to be async move? A reference probably wouldn't work here. What is C? C is a connection provider. And this is abstract due to the difference between unit tests and non-unit tests. So we can change this. We can add different constraints on the type. Send sync and static. We could make it so it can be copied. Or cloned, rather. Copy might be a bit of a stretch. Okay, what implements connection provider? So we have test connection manager, and we have archive connection provider. Self gets an arc. It's not a bad idea. So we have the host, the port, and we just call it get connection. We're using a tonic channel to connect. We receive a connection, set that up, and done. With the test side, we're just using the, what are we using? A duplex, a Tokyo duplex channel. This is clonable. I mean, look at this. Like it's just a string and a U16, right? String and a port. And a function that builds something. Let's just make it clonable. And debug? Why not? Okay, that means that this would need to, the same thing. What is create DB connection? Oh, because it's already set up. Is connection clonable? Yes, I think it is. Yeah, it's clonable and it's cheap. The doc said that it was cheap, so it's fair to do. Oops. Do I not call self somewhere else? I call me, which is basically the same thing. Oh, silly. Why would I not just... Because we just pass ownership through, and then eventually we pass self back. Was that all for naught? I should have just used me there. Me.connection provider. Okay, I've got too many, goodness, friends or something. Okay, that's fine. This one? Oh, two? Are there two too many? Self was consumed here, returned into me. I wasn't able to call it self again. So anything down below this point should be called self. Excuse me, me. Okay, that all looks good. And then we just have this error. DB sync tasks. What are we doing? Run sync manager. We should be sending the task, not spawning it. So we run the database stream. That's fine. Let's check this one. This one spawns. We did this, yes? Yes, we did this. Okay. We clone shutdown. What do we... Why? Why do we clone shutdown? For no reason. Self join handle send. This is the wrong thing. The future, we should be spawning that. That goes away. This goes away. Those are done elsewhere. Okay. Yep, we're doing that. There we go. Okay. These are expected errors. This is where I was considering creating another type, basically cloning portions of self and creating another type and then moving some functions over. Looks like we have 5 errors. One we know about. This one, let's see. I don't know this one. Let's take a look here. This is part of our test suite. It should be shutdown, not shutdown RX. Shutdown RX just really doesn't get used. Oh, a clone. There's our clone. Good. All right, one down. Couple to go. Now, these are the ones we were just looking at. We know about those. Run sync manager. Fine, fine. This one we will ignore. Can I borrow it as mutable? Oh, show us. Run sync manager. As this one isn't mutable. Okay. It makes sense. All right. I think that's expected as well. As long as these are all in the same file. And they are. Goodness said, come on. Just show me my errors. Not the warnings, just the errors. Okay. These are all in data plane except for the one that I don't care about. Perfect. The fun of Rust. But it works, right? I love that when I write Rust code, it ends up being more correct than if I were to write JavaScript or other languages. And that when I write these other languages now, I produce better code because I practice writing Rust. I think about ownership. I think about mutability, right? Hey, Nightshade, dude. Oh, my hands are getting cold. Okay. You've been lurking since I went live. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, we're up to 13 viewers. For a while, it was, I don't know, for a long time, it was like 2 or 1. But it is Friday, coming up on a week, Thanksgiving week. I'm planning on doing some early morning streaming next week, but we do have family coming into town, so probably not as much. Let's see, join handle TX. Yes, okay. Yep. Let's create a new type that we can replace here. So this self.syncdatabases piece, what does this do? It iterates over the stream, the receiver stream, and calls sync database. Interesting. Run database stream. This one, self.shutdown. Okay. I think we're good with this one. This one is just getting the stream of databases from the server. Which databases exist on the archive server. And this piece here is where we start to synchronize a database. So we will loop. Listen to that. And some new type would take this over. Let's go look at our types again. Where are you? Here we go. All right, so we want shutdown. Join handle TX, because we want to be able to send new join handles. And we need checksumdb. I think we should get rid of this here and just get it off of checksumdb. I don't see why we need it in two places. Let's see. What breaks? Oh, that's not much. Okay, let's make it available. It's here. Pub super, let's get a base path. Pub function. A base path, or just base path. Oh, but it conflicts, doesn't it? Because that one's called that and it's public. Okay. Boom, done. Okay. Coming back here. This will be off of checksumdb base path. Okay. And this goes away. This does not need to become owned now. There we go. Down to 4 errors. Good. I am going to stage in Git. And this, do we need the clone and debug piece? I don't. It's not going to hurt, but it's just extra code. Let's get rid of it. Say no, no. Okay, fewer things. Because we did not end up using that. Like that. There is one piece that we missed. There it is. Okay, that should go away. No longer requires clone. Okay, down to 4 errors. Lovely. Okay, so at least now it's staged. It's broken. But it's good. Now we get around to this piece, extracting the type out of the sync manager to help with graceful shutdowns. We've already done quite a bit of refactoring in order to help produce graceful shutdowns. We have some unit tests that we've been working on for the past week, so that we should be able to know after this is done that everything works or it doesn't. I'm going to pour some hot tea, I think. My hand's just too cold. We have a lemon, what is it? Lemon and herb today. so I can hold the mug and warm up my freezing hands. There we go. Putting the lid back on the thermos. You also got yourself a huge cup of tea. Nice. It's funny. I just want the thermal energy. Like, it was supposed to rain today. It's snowing. Go home, weather. You're drunk. Too much snow. Already. I'm done. It'll be good when I get into the groove of it. You know how something like feels way too hot when your hands are cold? This cup of tea is way too hot, but it also feels a little extra. Okay, let's get going. We have this new type, database sync, which we can create a new one of these from one of these. Let's create a function for that. We do not need connection provider. We just need a couple of pieces. Forgot the C here. Database sync. Not sure what we would use for this. Let's just give it a self for a moment and create a database sync. Okay, so we create this object. Now down here, what is Showtime being used for? It's unused, okay. Archive connection. And DB sync RX. Okay, so this function here, I think we should move onto the new type. We call DB sync, sync databases. And now we can move many things over to that. Do we need this? All right, now we need sync database. Stream database updates. Top error is, does it exist? All right. Hey, that one didn't produce new errors. All right. Pretty sure all of this, at least up to there. Oops, I didn't. Oh, I didn't get enough. Okay. We call run sync manager. Say db sync databases. Wait, where did we impl that? Impl sync manager. Okay. Bum bum. We just have 2 instances of sync manager. This should be database sync. Hold on. Oh, boo. Okay, I did this incorrectly. Impl. Okay, everything that goes in here should have gone up 1. What's there? Run database stream. So there to there. All of those functions go up. Good. Run database stream. Run sync manager. What is this? Who calls this? Me.run sync manager. Okay, good. Run database stream. We do not want the database connection piece over here. So let's, I don't know. Let's see. What was this being called? Run sync manager. I wanted this to not go up. Okay. Now it's not mutable. Talking about ownership, let's say Nightshade Dude says, if you have a mutable option of vec of strings, is there an easy way to add elements to the vector? You basically match it, create a new vec with the element on none, and clone the vec, push it to the clone, and assign it back. Very garbage. Can't you... You should be able to do as mute. So in that example, let blah equals option new to a vec, right? To a vector of strings, let's say. Then you could do AOU dot as mute dot map. Right, and here's your vector v dot push. I think something like that. And then you have to return v vector because you're mapping the internal type here if you do it this way. You could use iter as well. But option, I think something like this might, oh, option, wait, this is just a sum. So this would work, I think. But it changes. This is not quite right. This map ends up changing the... Oh, but it doesn't. Okay, we're just... No, this should work. This should work. And basically, you just have to do the as mute. And then inside of here, you'll get the type that you're expecting, a mutable vector that you can do whatever you want with. So that's a mutable vec of string. Hold the T for a moment. It's not scalding anymore. It's nicely warm. It is nice. Okay, let's get rid of those. It's a fun question, though. Now that that's mutable, it doesn't live long enough. It doesn't live long enough for what? Borrowed value. Is it borrowed? Oh, sync databases only borrows it. It could just take it. Now it doesn't need to be mutable, does it? There's only one error. Wow, we did that, and nothing, just cried out in pain. Let's give it a test. See, we don't need the Rust backtrace yet. Yet. Zero passed, 6 failed. Oh, look at that. Okay. This is why we have tests. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, let's pick one test. The simple one here, test database download. Now, this is failing. Assertion failed matches. So whatever the event was, it does not match get databases. When we start to download or sync a database, oh, interesting. Do we have a race condition now? between here and here. So when we come through here, we should be asking for get databases. After we ask for something else. Okay, but let's go to the test. We are looking at which test? Test database download. Here is test database download. We create a sync manager, assert database stream event, get databases event. So this one's failing. So we got the stream event. We didn't get this one. I wonder what it was. Oh, I was going to change this. That's right. I want to use assert matches. Now, I don't want the one out of nightly. I want the crate. Okay. Oops. Just gonna fix a couple while I'm at it. Is that the only assert matches we had? Assert. Okay. Anyhow, continue. Database stream does not match get databases. Agreed. Well, I think we made some good progress today. I'm coming up on 2 hours here. I'm going to pause for a bit. Got to get to my chores and whatnot. Oh, well, this has been good. I think going through these, this here probably is resulting from a race condition where both tasks are trying to run at the same time. It's interesting, though. It's nice that it's happening. Yeah. Ferris unsafe. It just, makes testing a little bit more challenging having these things happen concurrently now. Or at least that's my presumption. I don't know that it's actually happening that way. So stream database. No, where is it? Oh, we're in the wrong file. So we were in sync database. We go into attempt to download database. Download database. And we start to fetch the database. Okay. And so one of these likely results in this database stream where we are expecting get databases to happen a little earlier. So take a look into that later. Getting ready for a raid. Who should we raid today? All right, y'all. We're going to raid Adam. I like the new game thing he's been working on. Till next time, y'all. Bye-bye.